Hello there. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Harrison, and I'm doing another devlog here. I'm doing it a little bit off the cuff, so I apologize if I stutter or ramble or say other stupid things, because I don't really like doing fancy, over-the-top edited devlogs. They're just kind of time-consuming to make, and I'd rather be working on the actual game. So I wanted to just go over some of the things that I've been working on as of late that are kind of interesting and pertinent to the development. So a big thing I wanted to do lately was start learning about the process of exporting between Blender and getting a better texturing process done and getting that all into Unreal. So here in Blender, we have this kind of big boxy computer device that I have made, which will be for the objectives, for when you have to hack an objective. Here you can kind of look, you can see that it looks like a big toy. Also, I apologize if I ramble or stutter. As I said, I'm doing it a little bit off the cuff. But it looks like it's a big plastic toy. That's because all of these are material ID groups for specific sections, which when I then open up in Quixel Mixer, I can then set those groups to specific materials. So I can turn off some of these, and you'll see it'll change specific parts of the model, which is a much better texturing process than the very old-fashioned way I'm doing it. Was doing it before, which was just a very old-fashioned open up in Photoshop, open up the UV unwraps in Photoshop and texture it that way, which is not productive with new features and technology like this. But that's how it looks in Mixer, and here is how it looks in-game in Unreal Engine. And so that was a big part of what I've been spending time learning lately, and that's going to definitely help speed up the process of developing custom models and getting custom textured items in the game. I've also been working on a lot more level design for this first initial level, which I'll show you now. I've been expanding some of this area for the single player part of the game. The multiplayer, well, you won't spawn over here, you'll be spawning in a different area. That would make more sense for a multiplayer setting, but for like single player, we'll be spawning over here. Some of the things I've created is this. I've purchased this these vent models here. This is just like this was a purchased asset off of the marketplace. However, one thing that I did do for it was I created a spline system with it. So these are all splines that build and can morph off of one another, making them very easy to edit and move. Let me turn off the snow here. And will make it really easy and quick to kind of place some objects around for the vents. And I can also replace this model and use it for fences and walls and things like that. So here, all of these walls were placed manually and just kind of clicked together, which is fine, but it's a bit of a monotonous process, and it's slow. Whereas creating a spline system like this will help speed that up a lot faster. But let me go ahead and show you guys some of this opening area that I've made here. So I worked quite a bit on trying to kind of get the visual feel and audio for this opening area. This area could of course change and, you know, have some things changed around and moved around, but I just wanted to see if I could get kind of the look and feel going. So we've got good old crawling through vents, and I do need to do this since it's huge. Another thing I added was fall damage. So you can see it hurt me a bit there. And UI prompts for this is overlapping currently because these tubes, the collision boxes for these are a little bit too close currently. But you can see I have UI buy prompts for restocking ammunition or to heal. Let's see if I can heal them pop up that here. And I do need to additionally improve these because say you have a door, then it just says use door. It doesn't say open or close door. I've also added in key cards, which you might need for certain doors. So currently I don't get a prompt to open this door. As soon as I grab the key card, I can open the door. Currently it goes off into the abyss of the level. So those were a lot of the work. Additionally, I've also started work on weapon recoil. Before it was just a kind of static system where you just kind of there was no customization per weapon basis. It was just a camera movement. But now there's an actual specific path it will follow for each weapon. See, the AI is concerned now because they heard shooting. But each weapon will now have its own specific recoil pattern. That's probably some of the major stuff. I'm importing a lot of objects from Quixel and other just assets through the marketplace that are freely available. I need to start to adapting that to master materials, which is going to be a bit of a time-consuming process, but it'll help a lot with performance. In terms of stuff I want to get to next, I need to get in weapon switching, because currently you actually can't switch weapons. It's just, you just have the one weapon and that's it. So weapon switching is a big one that I'll be working on next, along with improving the destructible light system. You can shoot out the lights here, but that needs to be improved a bit to be more flexible for more different light models. I'm also going to work on creating a proper level select for single player. I've already got one for multiplayer, but I want to make one for single player that brings you to like a briefing before your level. So that's all I've got. Again, I apologize if there was some stuttering or nonsense talk going on, but hopefully this gives you guys a good idea of how things are going so far. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.